With Office scripts, you get to automate boring tasks in Excel. It's the new Excel macros. You can run your scripts on the web, inside Teams, and on your desktop. Plus, now you get to add cool buttons to visually show that there is a script there, and anyone you share this workbook with can run your scripts too. One annoying task for me is wasting time formatting things, so let's quickly write up a script for that. We're going to loop through all our worksheets here, apply the proper formatting, and then add a cool button so it's super easy for me and my colleagues to run this. Let me quickly show you our end result. So this is what I want to achieve. I want to have a button to apply formatting to each single sheet here. And if I add more sheets, it should automatically take them into account. And I've also added a button to clear all formats. Now, there is something important here that will surprise you. This file is Excel on desktop. It's an xlsx file, so not a macro-enabled file. And yet I have these two buttons with macros behind them, but these are not the standard macros. They're Office scripts. If I click on Apply Formatting, I get this script status run, and it tells me that the Make It Rock script, that's the name of my script, ran successfully. The formatting was automatically applied to this sheet, and when I go to the other sheets, my formatting is automatically applied. So I get a proper date here, I get the pound sign for the sales value, and I've added a border underneath the first row. I have another script here to clear all the formats. Now, how do we know that this is a script? Well, if we right mouse click this, we get the option here to view the script. And when we do, the code editor pops up and we can see the name of the script, hint, hint. We have the ability to edit the script and run the script from here. So if I click on run, it's going to run this, but I don't need to bother and come to that view. I can automatically run these by clicking on these buttons. This cleared the formatting from each single sheet. There is something important to also point out here that even though I'm in desktop, this file is on SharePoint. So you'll need to have your files on SharePoint or on OneDrive to be able to access the scripts. If I save this on my desktop and open this from there, then I'm not going to have clickable buttons. These are just going to be images. Now, wouldn't it be fun to create this from scratch? Let's set it up together. Okay, so I've opened a previous version of this file without the buttons on Excel on the web, because it's on Excel on the web that we get to use the Automate tab for now. Let's jump here and we get to see all our scripts here. We get to create a new script and record our actions. So I have a separate video explaining this in more detail. Check it out if you're interested to find out more. In this case, we want to record our actions and add formatting to this. So notice I'm just on the first tab. I'm going to do the actions for the first tab, and then we're going to add a button to this, and then we're going to update our code to loop through all of these sheets. So let's start by recording the actions. We get our pop-up here. Every move we make on the grid is going to get recorded. So first of all, I want to highlight that date column, and I want to format this as a date. So let's go to Home. Formatting here. I don't want any of these two dates. I'm going to go to More Number Formats, Date, and select this one with the year, month, and the day. Click on OK. Now for sales value, let's go, it's going to be accounting, but again, let's go to More Number Formats. Under Accounting, change the symbol to British pounds. That's what I want to use in this report, and I want to have 0 decimal places. Click on OK. It would also be nice to have a bottom border here and to make the first row bold. So all the changes have been applied to the first sheet. Before I do anything else here, we're going to stop the script. Now this script is being saved on my OneDrive. So you can save scripts on your OneDrive or on a SharePoint folder. We're going to give this a name. Let's just click here and call this Update Formatting. Okay, so here we have the ability to edit the script, and on the side here we get more options. When you click on this, you get the ability to add a button. Now I want to add a button actually on another page here. So let's jump to the February tab just to make sure that our script works. Let's add a button here. So I'm going to go to More Options here and add that button right here. It adds this default square button with the name of my script. I have the ability to update this. I can change the fill color. Let's go with this color. I can edit the text as well. I can right mouse click and edit the text. I can expand this and treat this like a shape. In fact, you can change the shape if you want to by going to shape options here, click on this drop down and adjust it to something else. So let's say I want this one and we're going to make that adjustment. Now let's run this on February data and see if everything works. I'm just going to click on that. Script is running. It was successful and we can see our formatting was applied. But obviously we don't want to drag this button and put it on every single sheet. We just want to have it on the first page here and then apply it to all the sheets. This means we need to update our scripts. Now, I just ran it because I clicked on here, but I can edit it by right mouse clicking here and going to view script. You can also go to the automate tab and view your scripts from here, but let's use this option here. Now let's go ahead and edit the script. So what I want to happen is instead of it going to that selected sheet here, I want it to go through all the sheets. And that just requires a minor tweak. That's to change the statement here. We created this object called selected sheet equals workbook.getActiveWorksheet. But we don't want the getActiveWorksheet. Instead, we want to get all the worksheets. So if you just start typing for worksheets, we can see get worksheets. That's what we want. I also want to update this selected sheet and just change that to WS or just something else that represents more than one sheet. So this is going to be the worksheets collection. Now that I've defined my worksheets, I need to loop through each single member of that collection. We're going to need a for. I'm going to open bracket, let. Now here we need to define a member of that collection. So whatever name you want to choose here is fine. I'm going to go with W. So let W of WS. So now all we need is the curly bracket here, and we need to close that at the end here. Okay, so far so good, but notice that the Office Scripts interface here is smart enough to say that there is something being mentioned that doesn't really exist. And that's because I changed selected sheet to WS here where I defined the collection. Now, when I'm looping through each member of the collection, I need to replace this with that member. So that's going to be W and not WS. I want to replace all of them in one go. So I'm going to select that first one, right mouse click, and just scroll carefully down. Change all occurrences. You can use the shortcut key Control F2 as well, and change that to W. Okay, so that's that. We are all done. I'm going to save the script. And now notice that March, April, May don't have that formatting. When I click on Update Formatting now and the script runs, it should successfully update all my formatting in these sheets as well, and it does. Okay, so now you might be wondering, how on earth do I know how to update the script? Well, I don't. I just know how to read the documentation from Microsoft. So you can find all that information right here on docs.microsoft.com. You have a lot of sections about Office scripts now. This is being updated quite a bit. If you scroll down on scripting basics, you're going to get to collections, iterate over collections, and this is basically what I did here. If you want to learn Office scripts, this is a great place to get started. Now, in a similar way, I created the button to clear the formats. I just cleared the formatting on one sheet, and then I used the same technique we used here to apply it to loop through all the sheets. Now, before we wrap up, let's open the same sheet on Excel for desktop. Okay, so I have my workbook here. That's the one I created. This is me on Excel on the website. I can see that button. This is clickable. And if I apply it, it should apply to every single sheet as well. So I'm just going to go here and remove the formatting. Let's clear formats on this sheet. And actually, let's bring this over to the first sheet. So I'm going to right mouse click and cut this, go here to the first tab and press Control V. Now on desktop, this process works fine. I can cut this object, bring it here, and the script stays with it. On Excel and the web, it doesn't work so smoothly yet, so you have to insert your script from the button. If you cut and paste it to another sheet, the script part of it is going to disappear. But I'm sure that's just a bug that is probably going to be fixed soon. Now, when I click on this, this sheet should get updated as well. On Excel desktop, everything works smoothly. The great thing is that if you share this workbook on Teams, it's going to work as well. So here I'm over in Teams and I have this workbook open and just have the other version here open where I can clear the formatting, and I'm able to apply the formatting in Teams. It's going to do the same thing, run the script, and the formatting is updated there as well. So that's the advantage of Office Script. It works everywhere. It's going to work on the web, it's going to work on desktop, and it's going to work in Teams. Office Scripts is still pretty new, so we can expect a lot of improvements in that area. I'm going to try to keep you updated in that. If you have already tried to use Office Scripts, let me know in the comments. Also, what did you use it for? What type of automation did you do? I'd love to know. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. If you aren't subscribed yet, do subscribe, and I'm going to see you in the next video.